I guess my belief in faster really just comes from being in a time where it feels like nothing is working, but I'm making it.
Man.
I'm not stuck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is only a moment. And remember the moments you had in the past where it felt like forever. And then as soon as you got to a place where you felt like you could celebrate, and you look back on the time that it spent or it took you to get to that stage, you're like, oh, it was only 2 months. Oh, it was
Yeah.
only one
But in
month.
that time,
But in
it
that
felt like
time,
years.
it felt like it was forever. So I think
Right.
my belief in faster it's really more so geared to the day to day of getting through my trials, my tribulations. Um, the devil he stay busy, so it's like that day with my car, I went outside to get in my car and it wouldn't start. I really was like, what? I can't afford nothing right now. So I'm like, this is 2022. This is 2022. Like, I shouldn't have no problems with this car. Like, I'm about to go back and get an old school if this the case, because this don't make no sense. And then when I, instead of me panicking, I went ahead and followed the process and what I knew I needed to do in order to get the first portion of the process taken care of. So I handled that. The next day, I knew when I was get my car towed, they told me 7 to 10 business days that they will have my car and that it will take for me to get it back. Okay. My believing faster came when I said, you know what, I'm gonna call and make sure my car got delivered, but I'm still gonna get dressed and I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna go talk to somebody and I'm gonna go bat some eyes. I'm gonna make sure my lip gloss is popping because I need my car right now. I ain't never believed so quick in my life. And when I tell you that 7 to 10 business days turned into like 3 hours, my car was returned the same day. So like my belief in faster really comes on a day to day. Like it's not even about, because again, going back to last week when I said I always had dreams, I've always had dreams. Me is always like, can you hurry up? Cause like I planted you years ago. Like you been
Yeah.
planted years ago. Like it's taking you forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not more so dreaming big. Like I didn't dream so goddamn big that now I'm I'm noticing that I'm understanding why certain dreams haven't come to surface yet. Cause I'm not ready.
Yeah.
I'm not ready. Or I'm not where I want to be. So it's like
Or you're not
dream
where
big
God
is.
wants to be.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And where God wants me to be is where I want to be. Because I don't want to be nowhere he don't want. Hey, listen, you don't want me there, don't. Hey, slap me, tell me to go left, go right, straight, whatever it is. But I want to be where he want me to be. And so my believing faster really just come. That's my weapon. That's my weapon. That's my day-to-day weapon.
See, and I'm learning you gotta is not so well, day to day is still fine, but it's a daily, like, so that you don't think, oh, I'm gonna take it day by day. No, you need to know you gotta do it daily, like, because really having faith, like you said, think that's your weapon for thinking bigger, and that goes right into play for having faith. Like, if you moving out here and you not trusting in the process, like you said, when things is low, when you don't know what you're doing, if it's going right, and you just when you stop moving, that's when all hell breaks loose. But if you're not just continuously moving, that's why we said faith and action. Like nothing is gonna happen for you, and you're gonna keep doubting, and you're gonna keep.
Yeah.
And then by you doubting, that's only putting it out in the world for that type of stuff to come back. Like you went in there, like, look, I know y'all told me 7 to 10 business days, but I need my card now. Like I got stuff to do now. So what can I do? And a lot of times we just sit back and wait. Be like, okay, they told us
Yeah.
7 So we sit back and
Yeah.
wait and you think there's nothing for you to do. Like for me, I'm learning like, okay, even if you ain't got nothing to do, you got something to do. Like it's
Yeah.
something for you to do. And have you
Yeah.
thought about what it is for you to do? Another part I think of, just being faithful or having faith is knowing that what it really means to trust in God, like lean into him and everything. A lot of people will be telling us like, okay, You gotta trust in God, have faith. Okay, but what did that really mean? Because for me, I was like, okay, so I'm praying, I'm doing my devotionals. I know I need to get back in the church, but I still, I still do my praise and worship with God and with myself, with my kids. So I'm like, okay, God, I'm on the right path. You see I'm working. But when they say lean into you, like, is it more than just talking to you? Because I'm talking to you and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But for me, what I'm understanding now in this whole walk is when they say lean, that means when I'm going through what I'm going through, I'm uncertain about things. I'm maybe unable to accomplish certain things or unable to move in certain places. I gotta give it to him and be like, okay, God, I'm gonna praise you anyways. Okay, God, I'm standing with you anyways. I don't know what's about to happen. I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't know how this bill going to get paid. I don't know how this person going to get help. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do for my kids. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to this place, but I'm going to stand with you anyways. And then also in standing with you, it's sometimes saying yes to some of those things. A lot of times we want to be like, no, and be like, well, I can't do it. But a lot of times it's saying yes to some of those things, knowing that you don't know how you about to do it. And maybe you have no means, but you said, I'm leaning into you. So now I'm giving you everything. But in the meantime, I'm going to still praise you. God, I'm confused right now, but I thank you. I thank you for being here. I thank you for being present. I thank you for, getting me this far because you're not going to let me go. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I know you got me. I know you made a promise to me, a promise for plans and a better future, a promise for a peace and love and hope, and a promise for double of my troubles. Like I think that's the best part of the Bible, that you promised me double my trouble. So that means the devil gonna attack us because look, I'm about to preach and I ain't even no preacher. But he's out here about to attack us. And for me, I'm like, faith means I gotta praise you anyways. I gotta stand with you anyways. Like, that's what I think it means. And to break it down even further, that means when you're completely uncertain, when you don't know and you want to break down and cry, instead of breaking down and cry, you need to praise God and say, thank you for everything that I have. Thank you for where I'm at. Like, praise him in that time. And then that's how you see your spirit start to change. Or like you said, we talked about this a couple days ago, of getting back to doing the things that keep us going. So the podcast, the reading, the inspirational and motivational speeches. I know I'm a fan of Les Brown and E.T. and I forget the lady's name, dang. But it's a lot of them. Sarah Jakes Roberts and her dad, like TD Jakes, like all of those. Sometimes Steve Harvey, I'm in there. But all of those things that just keep you going. Whatever you need to do, but you got to keep your mind on it. And I allow for somebody to, and that's why you got to be careful, because also your faith looks like trusting completely in God and what you and God doing. Like everything that you take into Him, which should be everything. You got to trust completely in Him, and you can't outside distractions to get you. Because I allow for somebody to make a statement to me telling me that I was listening to too much motivational stuff, and or something along the lines of like, yeah, you can go back to that, or you can keep that motivational stuff to yourself, like all them videos. And I was just like, and you got to be mindful of that, because people are not just haters, because, and like we talked about, they limited in beliefs, so they trying to project it on you. But also, like we said, the devil know that we got double our trouble coming for us. So he's trying to attack through all different angles. And that person making that statement literally made me stop listening so much. And I didn't even realize it until a little recently ago. Like, didn't even realize it. Just thinking like, dang, I used to listen to this every day. You know how the podcast show you when the last time you've been on? I'm just like, dang, I didn't miss all the episodes. Like, I ain't been on here in a minute. So yeah, that's that. But that's a part, I think that's a part of, keeping your faith strong, is being able to separate yourself, and which is this episode, separation is key.
Yeah, you definitely I don't want to go too far in the topic, but all of that comes with healing and knowing yourself, because
Mm-hmm.
in a time like that, you should have knew that that person wasn't in the spirit nor in the place to even accept the knowledge that in the water that you were pouring into their cup. They're not in the mental headspace to even take on that type of responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Because it's you have to be on some sort of level of of being responsible in order to even challenge changing your mind, changing what you allow in, you know what I'm saying? Changing the people that you're around, changing your surroundings, changing your conversation. Like, it takes a level of responsibility because you have to be consistent. You have to be what is the word I'm looking for? Disciplined. You got to be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? And
Definitely.
it's a lot of adults right now that they're not it's not that they're not ready to be adults and responsible. They're still stuck on being a kid. And it took me to this day and age for me to realize that I was stuck on what I didn't have as a kid. I was stuck on wanting to go back and be a kid. And it's like, I'm 30. I'm never going back to that.
But
So
I also, and sorry to interrupt that thought, because I just also want to give people grace too, though. Like, because if you
with
think
that,
about
you'll find
some of us
yourself
as
giving them
kids,
grace. You get what I'm
yeah, but
saying?
some of, huh? I
I
didn't hear
said,
you.
when doing so, when you are healing and you're healed and you're working on yourself, you'll start to deal with those individuals when they say, "Oh, you into all that spiritual stuff. Oh, you know, with the grand
Yeah,
rising and all of that. You checking your energy and stuff like that." When you run into people like that, you wouldn't look at them like, "Oh yeah, them ain't my type of people." You'll look at them like, "Oh, there's they haven't healed. You know, they don't know who they are. They're still
right,
trying to find themselves." And so you wouldn't take it so personal to where you will allow it to affect what you
right,
do.
right. Now that part, yeah, I agree. I agree, and I'm just saying that that's also a part of healing. So a lot of
Yeah.
times we just got to be, and to me, I think I say give grace because I'm my worst critic, just like everybody else are their worst critic. We saying from our first episode, we are our own worst critic. Here we are, and we only critiqued ourselves. Like, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
girl, you did good. You like, oh girl, no, you did. But we are worst critics. So I think in saying that, I just want to be mindful, but also keep other people mindful of themselves to give yourself grace. Because
Yeah.
I beat myself up in that situation on a different level. And you, like you said, if I was to a state of in a healed state of understanding that that's not even my problem, like that is not even about me, and I just stayed with myself, then I would have been fine. But I allowed myself to be like, okay, dang, is it me the problem? Like, cause I'm trying to grow, cause I'm okay. So now I'm changing those things within me, which I didn't need to change.
A
But
lot of that just comes with you allowing too many voices in your head. You know what I'm saying? And when you are already your worst critic, and then you get another voice in your head, you shut down. You like, you know what I'm saying? And so you have to be confident in who you are. Like that, it's a reel where this African little boy, he like, yeah, I know I'm beautiful.
oh, I love
I
that.
know I'm handsome. And when I step outside and somebody tell me that you're handsome, I tell them, I know. You don't have to tell me I'm handsome. I
Yeah.
know that's the type of confidence you gotta have. You know what I'm saying? Because you when you think about God and you think about you, God meets you where you are. He don't turn his back on you because you keep doing what you want to do. He meets you where you are. So
You're right.
that's the same with our people. The people, our loved ones, our friends, our family. If you're gonna do the work, you gotta remember the same way God treated you, that's how he's expecting you to treat his children, your siblings. You know what I'm saying? Gotta meet them where they are. And sometimes what God do when you're not ready to come, he take his hand, he step back, he allow you to do whatever it is that you're gonna do.
Mess
And then you
yourself
come
up.
to him. He was like, I was waiting on you. I knew you was coming. I never left. I just realized the more I tried to push you, the more you fought back. And he said, it's not the way my love is. I'm not going to force my love on you. I want you to want it genuinely.
Hey, look, the same way, like we talked, I don't know what day that was, maybe Monday or, oh, what day? It's only Wednesday. Jeez. I think it was
It's
Monday.
only, but it's almost.
Right. We were talking about like looking at how God does us to how we do our kids. Like that is the
Mm-hmm.
biggest thing to me in check. And I know it's a little aside from faith in action, but let's take it into the action part. Like when we want something and we telling or start with the kids, when the kids want something and you as a parent, you telling your kid like no. Well, why? Because every kid gonna ask why. Unless they
Right.
scary. But every kid gonna ask why. Because I said so is most parents' answers. Like, because
Right.
I said so, because it's late, like, or something. You gonna give them something. And I was just like, dang. So as I'm sitting here talking to Mylan, I'm like, no. And Mylan always, why? Because I said so. I'm like, that's what God is telling you. Like, because I said so. Or sometimes I don't answer him at all. Like, and I just let him just keep asking me. Because I already gave you an answer. You didn't like my answer. But you're going to keep asking me like my answer going to change. I said,
Right.
that's what God, like, that's what God is saying to you.
Absolutely.
I already
Absolutely.
gave you your answer. You didn't like my answer, so I'm going to be silent right now because what I am learning is like, yes, God will come to you. He comes to the least of them. So I'm understanding that He will come no matter where I'm at in life. He's gonna come down to me to meet me where I'm at. But He also like you gotta listen. Like you gotta listen because I'm telling you
Yeah.
this. And then like you said, you run off and you do your own thing. So then He like, okay, I'm gonna fall back for a minute because I told you. But now you got to learn, you got to see. And then I want you to come to me because I know you're going to come back to me because your plan wasn't going to work ever. Like, ever.
Because, they say the day man make a plan, God laughs. He laughs. Like you said, I gave you an answer. Right now, your answer is to be still. Your action is get up and do something in the still moment every day. If you really want this,
Even in
show me how
uncertainty.
bad you want this.
Yep. Even in uncertainty, you won't hear nothing. But
Jeff
I still need
Bezos started Amazon in his garage. His garage. It was started in a garage. In what, the 80s? The 90s?
I don't know.
It was way back then, but just think about it. He started in his garage. It's 2023. That man done made billions.
I do know that in his first 10 years of business, he made zero money. Like zero. I just came
Hello?
up with a video of
And
at the
I'm
end of
not
his
saying
day.
that's what I want, but what I'm saying
Yeah.
is
It's
if
just
I'm
called
asking for a billion and it took that man 20 years to get to his billion, what make me think I'm any different?
yeah.
You know?
And I mean, you could be, but your hardships is gonna be different. I think that's, or your obstacles, I should say, are gonna be different, and that's why it's important for us also to remember: don't want what somebody else got, because you
Ugh.
ain't got the capacity to do what they did to get where they at.
Hey,
So
TD Jakes said, you want what I got? Are you sure? Because do you want to go through what I went through to get to what I have? He said, you can
man,
have these shoes. You want my shoes? You can have these shoes. You can have them.
he said, "No, God, I want what's for me because what's for me, I'm already capable and equipped to handle it. What's for them, I'll be like, oh my goodness, you got to do the what? Oh, you got to pay what? Oh my god,
Man.
oh my goodness. Like, okay, so that is one thing that's keeping me on my faith journey in my home because honestly, it's what 2023, and I got my first process, or I started the first part of my process in 2021. No, was it 2021? Yeah, 2021.
Yeah.
Started the first part, and that was September. So here we are. Yeah, what's that? 2 years, 3 years? We already in 20, almost over in 2023. But that helps me to keep my faith in this because I know what's for me is for me. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I started then, and when I started, it was people who wasn't even looking for houses, and now they got their own house. When I started, it was people who was in the process and now they are, completing their process. When I started, it was people who I'm sitting here talking to about a house and they like, okay, it's not even on my mind. And now in 2023, it's on their mind and they got a house. So it's easy for me to look like, dang, how they do it, but I'm so confident in what he has for me because I also ran into a lot of people who hit different obstacles that I wasn't equipped to deal with. I said, oh, yeah, God, you knew that wasn't for me. Like,
Hello?
when I heard about a girl who had just got her house and had to buy a new hot water tank, ooh, because she bought as it, so you got to buy a new hot water tank. And it was by Christmas. I said, oh, yeah. God, it wasn't for me because I didn't know how much hot water tanks cost, for one.
You don't realize what
wasn't
you
for
be
me.
asking for and what that comes with. Like, yeah, I want a house. Are you equipped and ready to mow the lawn or pay for it? Are you equipped for the last minute situations and issues that arises? I had to pay one, two, three. I had to buy 3
Ain't no
toilets.
calling the landlord.
I had to buy toilet. I was buying toilets, sinks. I need to get a whole shower pretty much redone. The whole bathroom redid. So it's like, yeah, you gotta really be mindful about what you ask for and what that comes with. Which is why I remember when I told you when I was dropping Zion off at his friend's
That's
house.
your situation. You're equipped to handle it. You're equipped.
Yeah, I'm equipped now.
God has already gave you. Also,
we both.
I don't know if I lost you.
No, I hear you, but can you hear me?
Oh dang, nope, I had lost you for a minute. I got you back though. I got you. Okay, yeah, I got you. Oh, I lost you again. But I can hear you.
Okay, but yeah, like when I was telling you when I was driving through that, when I was driving through the gated community, and I saw those houses, those mini mansions, those mansions. I said, "Oh Lord, I see why you gave me the house that I have because my house is big. My house is grand. Like you did your big one when you blessed me with this one. I can't even hold you." But I see why you didn't give me what you know that I'm reaching for because I'm not ready right now. The things that I'm going through in this house, I couldn't imagine trying to do that in that house. You know what I'm saying? The type of responsibility that it comes with, but more so, there's other feelings that are involved when you enter those type of communities. The first thing I thought of was family. And what a family looks like to me is a husband, a wife, the kids, the dogs, and the Brady Bunch, okay? It's the Brady Bunch. That's a family to me, and me being in something like that and it just be me and Zai and my mom, I mean, that's beautiful because I'm going to get it either way. But I'm just saying right now, I'm happy where I'm at because that comes with a lot. And I don't think I would have been ready for it. So when Zai asked me, Mom, why we didn't get this? Zai, we not ready. We need a husband, a dog, some more kids.
And don't get me wrong, salute to all the women who are doing that with their big houses because there's some women out here living by themselves. But I get what you're saying. Like, that comes with a lot of responsibility and some of that responsibility.
Big house right now, and I barely make it to the other half of the house.
But I'm talking about the maintenance and upkeep responsibility, needing the
But that's what I'm saying. So I barely make it. Thy bathroom, I don't know what that be looking like until I go down there one day, 1 week out of the month. And I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Zai barely in his room. My guest bedroom, I don't do nothing but throw clothes on it. So it's I would just be feeling right now, like no. So I am grateful and I'm happy. Before I saw that, before God gave me that view, I also had some sort of revelation where I woke up one morning and walked downstairs to make my coffee, and I said, "You know what, God? I apologize. I am so thankful and grateful for my house, for my home. Like this home that you chose this for me. You saved me a piece and you put it to the side. And you said that's for you and you only. This is yours. So let me be grateful. Let me show you my gratitude, how thankful I am for what you've done. Because I know it's a lot of people that's trying to do the same thing and they're not here. And more importantly, I know it's a lot of people that's been here and may not even have anything to show for it. So let me start being thankful and grateful now. So that way, when you start to bless me, you're not also thinking about taking those blessings away from me. Yeah, let me get out of my own way, because it could be me. It could be me so focused on my next move that I haven't even taken time to really show gratitude and be grateful for what I already have. Because I have a lot. I have a lot. I'm struggling with a lot, but I have a lot. So let me be thankful for what I do have and then start working towards, my next step. But you can't keep blessing me and me not being thankful or feeling like I'm showing you enough gratitude for what you've done, because I'm too busy working on what I'm trying to do next.
Yeah.
And in those still times, that's what I feel like he's trying to show us. Like, work with what you have. Because you're going to be able to use that to get to where you want to be. But utilize what you have right now.
And also,
you got a lot.
Maintain what you have right now. Like, for me,
yes,
it's the maintaining of what you already have. So yes, I feel like I've always been super thankful. Like, I mean, because I'm like, I'm appreciate every level that I get to, because I've never been here before. So I try to live more in the, okay, I'm appreciative with this. Like, I remember the first time I bought all my furniture by myself, like all my furniture.
You was appreciative.
It was super juice, and like it was the maintaining. Like, I learned how to upkeep my furniture because I bought it by myself. Now, when I had my first apartment, we had a couch that the lady, she had a real nice couch, but she said she was getting ready to set it on the curb, and her Zay's mother was like, "Yeah, they need a couch. We got this little old couch." I hated that couch. But I was like, you know what, God, I'm thankful, because we was in here sitting on chairs. Like, this, I'm still in college.
And now we got a couch.
And now here I am, and I done bought it all by myself. Not just the couch, but the whole living room set, the whole dining room set, paid for. It made me look at it differently, and I wanted to maintain it. And that's why I think a lot of it is because, a lot of me waiting with God is because he knew I wasn't ready to maintain some of those things. Like, okay, yeah, now you're starting to dream bigger. Yeah, now you have the goal of, obtaining this, but are you going to be able to maintain it? Like, I want to make sure you in a position where we're not going to go, keep going back and forth. And like you said, we got to be thankful in those moments, but we also got to be real with ourselves and be like, okay, yeah, we want bigger, but can we maintain bigger right now? Like, let's learn how to maintain what we got, to show that we do know how to work towards, what we got. Because if you all over the place, then why would I give you more?
And that's the gratitude I'm talking about. Not the being thankful when he give it to you, when he first give it to you. It's showing the gratitude when you're wanting more, but he's giving you a lot already. Show him that you can maintain what you have, flourish with what you have, and then there's more to come. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of us, we tell him, when I bought my house, I was thankful. I told him all the time, thank you, 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 thank you. But I feel like after that first year, after the second year, and going through so much within that, like, my life changed once I bought this house. Like, it was a lot of things that changed. I started making more money. Then I started traveling more. Then I got an even better job where I was making even more money. Then I was really traveling more. I was never still. And then I stopped working. It was like, if I was a grid, my shit went like this. But for real, like, maybe over here, I was like this a little bit, but I did like a drop.
The good thing in that drop, though, that a lot of people forget, is I'm not the same that I was when I was like
over here.
And I started going up. Yeah, like I'm not the same as that first point as when I hit this bottom point. So yeah, I might hit this bottom point, but I'm not the same her. So you have to, that's another part of giving yourself grace, because you have to give yourself enough grace to know, like, okay, I also know I hit this bottom point, but I know where I went wrong. I know what I need to do better. I know how to get back up. Whereas before, being honest, it was like we didn't know. And sometimes, yeah, and even now you don't know exactly how, but we know that we have to do something. So you may not know exactly what, but you know you got to do something. Whereas before, we don't know what, we don't know something. We look, I'm here, and we okay with, at some point was okay with being there, until you learn different things, and you're like, okay, well now this is just a new obstacle in a different setting, but I'm not the same her. So I can get through this, with maybe not so much depression, or maybe not so much soaking in my misery, maybe not so much venting in the wrong directions, or maybe not so much whatever it was that you did in those times. Like, now you're doing different.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think we all probably have experience going through those stages, and probably still are, you know? So, um,
but that's why it's important to keep action with your faith. So we know what faith looks like. We also know that we got to keep action, keep it moving, and just don't stop, because God ain't stopping us. So I think that's the biggest takeaway for today. I enjoyed talking with you.
Me too. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to us Sister Talks. And we will be coming with more content. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. Please like, share, comment, follow, subscribe to that YouTube channel, everything and above. We're going to be getting a TikTok social media page, so that's coming soon. But as for now, we love y'all.